if anyone asks me if I would recommend that they would go to the Antarctica, I would definitely say yes. I would advise them to keep in mind that it's a very difficult journey by boat that you have to do if you go from the south of Argentina. If you go from the south of Australia, from Tasmania, probably the traveling there is not as hard. But then again, I think that the scenery and the landscape in the area in the south of Australia is not as interesting as the Antarctica Peninsula. So I would definitely recommend anyone that can physically endure this experience to go there, because it is a life-changing experience. Technically, this was a very challenging expedition, because for the most part it would be a full day that we go offshore, going from place to place with no electricity at all. So we didn't have to bring a number of extra batteries for the cameras, for the sound recorders. We also have to be very careful about the windshielding the microphones, because the wind would completely ruin the sound recordings, and the soundscape is very rich in the Antarctica. And also one very particular aspect of this expedition was that we are actually using for the sound recorder some devices that had touch screens. We had to manipulate, we had to control these devices using touch screens. And touch screens, in principle, is very hard to manipulate using gloves. So before I go, I had to find out about some special gloves that you can use that still are able to be usable with touch screens. You still can make contact with the touch screens using these special gloves. So there was a number of considerations that we have to take into account before going into an expedition like this. The Antarctica continent is very challenging in itself. So there's only a few months in the year during the Antarctican summer that you can go. December, January, and February. Other from that, you cannot enter this continent. Everything is frozen, and boats and even airplanes cannot go there. So going there is already only possible in these months, and especially from the place that I departed from, the south of Argentina, in Ushuaia, the last city on Earth. It takes about 2 days that you have to go across the Drake Channel, which is one of the wildest oceans in the world, where you face waves of 10 meters sometimes. So only doing all these traverses, or just going across from Argentina to the Antarctica, in itself is a big challenge. Now, once you get there, once you get to the Antarctica, then the waters are much calmer, and you can navigate very smoothly in this continent during this time of year. Even though it's minus 15 degrees, it's still warm enough that people can go outside and actually enjoy the scenery and record sounds and videos. So the challenge there was of another level, was more of the technical nature. We had to try to find ways to capture images with this very unusual lighting, record sounds, including underwater sounds under very cold conditions. So the challenges are, in first place, how to get there as human beings, and once you get there, you have challenges at the technical level regarding the task that you want to perform. In my case, it was an artistic task.